Hey everyone, Nate here from Nate's RetroPlays. I'm here tonight streaming another game for the hashtag RGB High Score Challenge, and the game tonight is Super R-Type for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Super R-Type is a shoot-'em-up style game, or shmup, depending on what you'd like to call it. It was originally released in September of 1991. It borrows some stages from R-Type 2 and adds a few new ones. The game is extremely difficult. It supposedly suffers from a lot of slowdown, but that actually proved to be useful, I guess, according to some gamers, because the game is so difficult, the slowdown helps out. So this will be my first time attempting to play this game, and I'm not super hopeful that I'm going to do well, but I wanted to get a score to submit in for the hashtag RGB High Score Challenge. If you don't know what the hashtag RGB High Score Challenge is, head over to Twitter and look up @RetroGameBrews. You can see on the screen here I got a little screen capture of the current challenge. If you find his profile on Twitter, there is a tweet that is pinned in the profile, and that is where you can find all of the details about how to participate in the challenge. So let's get into the game. Grab my controller here. Like I said, I've never played this game before, so this will be a first time for me. So it'll probably be an entertaining experience to watch. Easy is what was the determined setting. I'm gonna start off by saying though, like I said, I've never played this before. I've known about the game for a long time, but I gotta say, I really like the graphics so far. I like the pixel art. It looks really good, so we'll see if it see how much fun it is though. It's supposed to be pretty difficult. All right. So far so good. S, I'm guessing that means my speed is better. What's this? Ooh, that's nice. I'm guessing I don't want to crash. Ooh. So these are like mines or something. So now I'm going for a high score here. I mean, that's the challenge here, is you submit your high scores. I didn't look and see what kind of scores have been submitted so far for this game in the challenge. I am sure there's some really high scores, or there's some good players out there that are participating in this. Wow, this is intense. Now this is the fourth game, I believe, if I remember correctly. The first game was Final Fight. The second game was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Dang. Wow, that was a shot. The second game was Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which was a lot of fun. The third game was Street Fighter 2, the original Street Fighter 2, so not Street Fighter 2 Turbo or anything like that. That was a difficult one. I did a lot worse on that one than I had expected. So, yeah. Overall, I'm not doing so great in the challenge leaderboard or anything like that, but I'm having fun participating, and that's really the most important part. I think I have 1 point overall, which is pretty pathetic, I guess. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm having fun. Wow, did you see that? That was a nice attack. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't understand this. Maybe I need to go bottom there? I don't know. I don't know. So I think I'm going to go on the bottom path on this attempt because I don't think that top one is giving me enough time to really react to that big guy. Though I'm not real sure what I would do with him. Other than maybe I can have that like nice big blast ready to go. Yeah, this game is supposed to be notoriously difficult. So, like I said, I'm not too hopeful that I'm going to get very far into this game. There's no checkpoints, is my understanding, so you die, you have to restart the level that you're on. And yeah, that's what you're seeing so far. But that's okay. I mean, you know, it's difficult for everyone, so... But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably the hardest game in the challenge so far, despite the fact that I did pretty bad at Street Fighter 2. If you're not familiar with the RGB High Score Challenge, what it is Ryan from at Retro Game Brews, or the Retro Game Brews podcast, he's a co-host on there. It's a little event that he coordinates and puts together for the retro gaming community to take part in on Twitter. It's a pretty cool event because basically he picks games and determines when everyone plays them, and everyone gets together and plays the game and submits their scores all at the same time, or like in the same time period. And the scores are all ranked, and then people get points overall for the season. And they are added up at the end, and whoever's got the highest scores I think will compete in like a final little tournament to potentially I think there's going to be some prizes up for grabs this year, or this season. I think it's some Super Nintendo games. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. I don't know how I survived that. Wow, I did it. Alright. Boss? Must be a boss. Oh my gosh. Come on. Game over. Alright, let's capture the score because I don't know how many more I'm going to get. I don't know if that's going to be a good score to submit or not, but it's something. So let's give it another go. So I think this was one of the first games that came out for the Super Nintendo. I think it was a launch title. If not a launch title, really close to a launch title. And I think we even saw some of the slowdown already, which is pretty, you know, I mean, I think it's just because it was such an early game, developers weren't quite up to speed on how to best optimize games for this console, because I don't think there's anything all that intense going on that would have, you know, had this come out a little bit later in the system's lifetime, I don't think the slowdowns would have been present, but that's okay. Like, you know, like I said at the beginning, it sounds like, you know, a lot of people consider these slowdowns to be kind of useful, which I can agree with, because there's a lot going on the screen, and anytime we get a little bit of a chance to look around a little more, it's helpful. So those alien looking guys, they look like aliens from the movie. Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do now? Alright, so going on the bottom definitely turned out to be the right thing to do. Man. That's quite the attack there. You gotta let that bar at the bottom charge up twice, but it works pretty well. The music is really good in this game, I can say that. I mean, the Super Nintendo really has a good audio processor in it, so, I mean, when the developers knew what they were doing, they could make some pretty amazing music. And this game is no exception to that. It's got some really good music, nice and crisp and clear. And it's really like a good paced music, gets you like kind of in the mood for the game. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, look at that slowdown. That was rough. That was rough. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing this beginning stage a whole lot. There's just so much going on in this game. I didn't kill that guy fast enough. Oh boy. I didn't kill him fast enough. Gotta be much quicker, I guess. Try to get as many extra points along the way as I can, though, huh? Because I think that's the name of the game here if I want to have a chance in the RGB High Score Challenge. But I don't think I stand much of a chance. There's some people playing these games that are putting up the most amazing scores ever. So, but it's a cool thing to take part in because it's kind of like, I think I said this the last video, but it's kind of like going to the arcade and putting your initials in, and you know, everyone kind of representing themselves with their high scores. So it's kind of like that. I don't know. I think it's a similar experience. You know, we're all playing the game at the same time, putting our initials in the system, and so it's kind of fun. You know, it's a fun thing. So I recommend if you enjoy playing these old retro games to check this out because it's totally worth it in my opinion. Yeah. All right, we made it to the first boss. I guess I think this is a boss. Oh, come on. Do I get to start the boss at least? No, I'm back at the beginning. Oh my gosh. This game. It is brutal. It is brutal. Yeah, I mean, if I were going to give this game a review so far, I would say that visually it's impressive. It has some nice pixel art. Technically, it has some troubles with slowdown. Not necessarily hating on it, though, because it's so hard. The music is great. Sound effects are, you know, passable. And there's nothing crazy going on with sound effects, but they do a good job, I guess. Gameplay is pretty good. Controls are not bad. But the difficulty is pretty obscene, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. But on the other hand, I don't know how many stages there are. So, I mean, if the game only has, like, you know, 4 to 6 stages, then I guess this might be kind of appropriate. You know? Because, I mean, back in the day, you'd buy a game, it would be $60 for a game, or 50 or 60 bucks for a game. And if you beat it, like, right away, you know, it wasn't really much of a value there. Now, that said, some games could be ridiculously hard. This might be one of them. Like, obscenely hard. I can't get these dots that are stuck back behind here. Oh, look at that. Alright, we beat the first boss. Yes! Alright. Not too bad. I mean, look, that was hard. I'm taking that as a good win. What is this? Shoot behind me. This is nice. Good, because there's certain times where there's guys behind you and there's like literally nothing you can do about it. Well, like I said, I wanted to at least have a score to submit for each of the events in this season of the RGB High Score Challenge. Let's see if I can get past that first boss again. I feel like I'm getting the rhythm down, I'm getting the hang of this game. I mean, I don't know if I'm, you know... Like I said, I didn't check to see the scores that other people were submitting. I bet there's some good ones. But, you know, it's all in good fun, right? Try to get as many of these mines or whatever they are. Huh. That is the trick right there with that guy. You just gotta get up in his face, like, right away. Don't give him a chance to start flying around. So now this first one, I gotta pause for a minute. I don't want to immediately start charging it because if you hold the charge too long, it goes away before you have a chance to use it. Oh my goodness! Well, I've got that one down pretty good now. Problem is my high scores. Because I went through the beginning section so many times, my previous high score is way higher than what I have now. Hopefully I can make up that. Which I'm sure I will. But... oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's keep this going here. I need that guy. I also want that attack for behind me. Is that this guy? Yes. No? Where's my behind attack? I need that. I think this is my last life. Unless something amazing happens, I don't think I'm going to beat my last high score, which is kind of a shame. I mean, I didn't even get quite as far, but somehow I got a higher score. Oh yeah, that slowdown was crazy. Well, I don't need to capture that score. Nope. Didn't do it. So... sadly, I think I'm going to say that that was my best attempt for this challenge, at least tonight. I do have until... the challenge does run through Sunday night at 9 p.m. So tomorrow night, or tonight, it's because it's after midnight. Tonight, the next night at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. we have till. So, but with that, I think I'll sign off. Thanks for watching.